Good Sunday evening. Hope everybody's had a good Sunday today. Hope everybody has been able to worship God, however, whether you was able to go to church or you was watching online or whatever you was able to do. Of course, I'm still not at the church speaking, but hopefully next Sunday, maybe next Sunday, I'll get to make it. And we'll be able to go back to normal services next Sunday. But I still do my Sunday evening lesson here. But this evening, I wanted to start off by saying thank you for the prayers for my wife, because I got up this morning to take the dogs out, and I went in there to the restroom, and there she was taking a shower, and I was like, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" She said, "I'm going to the hospital." I said, "Well, that's just weird, and so I've been trying to get her to go for over a week. She's been kind of feeling bad, and so I'm glad to find out it was just basically, I guess, from having the sickness and everything, that it had made the effect, and then she just went back to work too soon. And thank God, all the blood work and everything was good. I'm just very thankful for all the prayers and everybody thinking about her and praying for her, because I got to have my wife. She's half of me, so I got to have her. Kids got to have her bad. So, but anyway, thank you so much for the prayers. I greatly appreciate that. Tonight's lesson, I wanted to get into something. It's kind of personal in a way, but I want you to think about something that we all see and something that we all do. And that is, whenever I get on Facebook, Instagram, anything that I have seen, and I'm not talking about, it's been for years and years and years and years, you see some people really, really hurting because of the loss of the loved ones in their life. People that they have that means so much to them, the loss of their loved ones has left, and you can tell that these people, they're really, really hurting, and you understand that. I mean, I still miss those that I have lost in my life so bad. And, we remember them, we post things about them, and in posting things, sometimes I know others can see the hurt and the sincerity of your loss. And, it's just, I think it affects every one of us. And it's not a bad thing that we post and we just, happy birthday to the one that has left. They've been gone for how many ever years or whatever, and we miss them so bad. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It just says that we remember them, that we are keeping them in our thoughts, and we've not forgot them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to look at something, a scripture that, there's a little small quote in Luke chapter 24, verses 5 and 6, when they're at the tomb. The question is asked, why seek the living among the dead? Why seek the living among the dead? It's a very small quote. I'm going to go into the thought, the other side of this here in a moment. I just want to tell you something that happened to me just ain't been hardly 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was having one of those moments myself and watching a movie I had watched hundreds and hundreds of times with my granddaddy. My wife come in, she could tell that, I was kind of hurting. I put my arms around her and, I was just crying. I miss my granddad, just thinking about being, the fried chicken. Grandma's in the kitchen making fried chicken, and, and it's just, it wasn't, a year or 2 years. You have to understand that I was going over to my grandma and granddad's house to watch a movie with my granddaddy that I know of for 15 years, that I had went over there specifically at least once a week to go watch a movie with my granddaddy for, sometimes twice a week. But we watched movies, hundreds of movies. That night, it just happened to have affected me different. And she come through there and she could tell that I was hurting. And it's just one of those times. I just had Just really, really, really was missing my grandma and granddaddy. And then something hit me, you know, that during that whole time that I've never spent that long in the hospital, so there was a lot of things that I got to think about by myself. Now, the nurses probably got really sick of coming in there, and every time I come in there, all that was on was Westerns for, you know, the 4 days that I was in there. And, yeah, there's several of them had said something about it, and I said, that's just all I want to watch. The only thing worth watching on TV is these old Westerns. So that's all I like, that's all I care about. So, did a lot of thinking myself. That particular verse right there, why seek the living among the dead? I want to reverse that and say, why seek the dead among the living? Why do we seek the dead among the living? You know, my grandma and granddaddy lived their life. They had a long life here on this earth. They lived their life and they done exactly what God had wanted them to do and what they should have done as grandparents and as parents, as great-grandparents. And they was a great example, and they lived their life here. And you know, I think sometimes I focused, after they were gone, I focused on the fact of, I wished I was with them. Instead of thinking, well, that's selfish. I myself am a dad. I myself am a granddad. I have a responsibility for the living, not for the dead. Now, it's not that I don't love them. It's not that I don't want to be around them. But we have to really remember where we're at right now. We are part of the living. We need to focus on the living. Not ever be focused on those that are dead and gone. We love them. We don't want to forget them. We don't want to lose our memories of them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we don't focus so much on our love and focus so much on our want that we would rather be with them that are gone and dead than we would be with those that are living that need us now. They need us. There are people that are living that need us, and we have a responsibility right here with us right now. It wouldn't be fair to my family. It wouldn't be fair to my children. It wouldn't be fair to my grandchildren if I didn't give them exactly what my granddaddy and grandmother give me. You know, and that's just something to think about. What did they do for you? What did your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents do for you? And you've got people that are living today that are part of your that need you now. And I love, oh man, how dearly I love them. But I think sometimes I had just got so focused and I just missed them so much that it just like, you know, I wanted to be with them. But that's not where we need to be. Definitely not where we need to be. We have a responsibility. They had their time here on this earth. They had their time and they lived here and they done what they want to do, but now it's our time, you know, and it's our responsibility. I think it's a responsibility not only to our family, to our friends, it's a responsibility to God that we do our job as we're supposed to do for the living right now. I want us to think about John chapter 11. Verse 32 through 44. Do y'all remember what that is? If y'all go with there and you look at the smallest verse in the whole Bible, we've always, you know, saying, well, that's Jesus wept. We all know that, okay? But the story goes where Jesus goes to Lazarus. And Lazarus has been there, and they're like, you know, hey, he's going to smell, you know, why would you bring him back? It's too late. Jesus goes there. He weeps. He sees this and the loss, and for the proof of showing that he's the Son of God, and for the reason of showing the miracles that he is able to do, he brings Lazarus forth. Lazarus, that was his second chance to live a life. You know, we don't have second chances like that, but that was Lazarus' second chance. So Jesus brings Lazarus back. And here he is. I think it's, you know, an awesome thing. It's great. But it's a lesson for us to think about. This is Jesus. He brings this one back for a second chance. But we don't have that with anybody else in our life. No one else. And no opportunity for that. Our job right now is talking to the living. Our job is trying to be an example for the living, not for the dead. God knows I loved those that have passed on before me, and my grandparents and great-grandparents meant the world to me. They did. Done so much for me, and just like deeply in my heart do I miss them. But I'm not here to wish that I'm going to leave and be with them right now. It's not fair to my kids. It's not fair to my grandkids to leave. It's not fair to those that I have the opportunity to help change their life before it's too late. Just like Lazarus. He had the second chance, but nobody else has that. This is Jesus bringing him back. So no one else has that opportunity. We are here for the living right now to try to help and encourage and bring them closer to God before it is too late. Our job is most definitely a full-time job. It's hard enough to kind of keep ourselves in order without much try to help other people keep in order. But we're all here trying to work together to try to save each other. And it's a everyday job, that we're trying to work to try to save each other. But it's a job that we've got to do. It's what we're responsible for. And it's not something that we can wait about. Today's the day of salvation. Tomorrow's may be too late. It's like Lazarus was gone. So many times we can see so many that has left this earth far too young, because no one knows the day or the hour when we're going to leave. If you will, go to Luke chapter 15 and verse 32. There's a specific thought in what was said there. This is the story of the prodigal son. And as everybody knows, the son wants all that he had coming to him, so he goes off into a foreign land and spends and uses all of it, and then wants to come back home to his dad. And the brother's angry and mad because the son's done all this, and here he comes, and the dad's taking him back. But I want you to think about what the dad says. The dad says this: "It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. For this our brother was dead and is alive again, was lost and is found." See, right now, we are part of the living. And those that are around us that are part of the living, they may be lost, some of them. But we are here right now to work to try to help bring them back. It is our job. It's our responsibility to try to get them closer to God. This is our opportunity. We have a job because we're part of the living. Why are we seeking the dead among the living? Reverse what that first scripture that I had read you. When they come to the tomb, why are you seeking the living among the dead? Because Jesus wasn't dead, he's alive. Jesus is not dead, he is alive. But so many of us today are seeking the dead among the living. We have a job, and it's not to try to bring the dead back, and it's not for us to go to the dead, and it's not for us to try to save the dead, because we can't. But we have people that are alive today, and we don't want them to be dead in their soul. It's an important job, a responsibility of us as Christians to remember what we're supposed to be for God, first and foremost, while we have the opportunity and while we're here. Today is the day of salvation, to save those that would be lost today, to help them, to be the example for not only, my wife, my children, my grandchildren, but be that example for my friends that are outside that could be possibly those that were lost. We have a big responsibility. We're not here trying to seek the dead among the living. We're here right now trying to save those that are among the living that are dead. Think about it. God bless you. I hope it's give you some food for thought for the upcoming week, and remember what's most important and where we're supposed to be as followers of God, as Christians, and trying to seek salvation for not only ourselves but everyone around us, to try to be with our Jesus that is very much alive. God bless you, and I hope and pray that you have a good week. Wednesday evening, have a service at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, what in the world? 7 o'clock. So God bless you. Thank you for watching so much, and I hope and pray you have a good rest of the week. Remember what I said. We're not here to seek the dead. We're here to save those that are alive that may be dead. So God bless you. We got work ahead of us. Have a great week. Thank you.